everyone, I think it's been about 3 weeks since I've had my last video up. I have been doing some thinking, dangerous pastime, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with this authortube channel and it's strange because I've seen 2 or 3 other authortubers kind of go through the same thing where they're not sure whether or not to keep it specifically authortube or whatever, or just, you know, cut back, whatever. I was mainly thinking about it because I had wanted it to, you know, attract future readers. And as much as I enjoy being part of the community and, you know, being involved with other authors and that's not really why I started this YouTube channel. So I have been thinking about that quite a bit, especially some of the other, was it Carol Brown? She'd mentioned it, and a couple of other people as well had said, you know, when they've published their books and people have bought it, but because these people have then, not that they were ungrateful or anything, you know, they appreciate every sale, but then it went on to buy other authortubers, you know, to support people because it's that kind of community. But it meant that their book was being promoted to readers who probably wouldn't read it because of the various different genres that everybody writes in. So that had made me think as well. I mean, this hasn't just been the past few weeks, this has been for a couple of months, maybe longer now. And I thought, well, what can we do about that? Except, you know, just go under a different pen name altogether that you never tell anybody. And you go, well, that's not really what I want to do either. So I have been doing a lot more, well, not a lot more, some book content, and I probably will do more reading content. But I'm thinking I might try and change this to just something that is more, it shows more of myself, my own personality, so topics that I'm interested in and things like that. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. It's just changing up to more topics I'm interested in. And I'll still do a writing vlog, but I might just make that every couple of weeks because I don't do very much. Nobody really does at this time because, you know, they can't. So another thing I've been working on is I've been working out a new routine. So I'd had quite a ambitious writing schedule, and then I kind of changed it a little bit because I was trying to incorporate the fact that I would like to be a hybrid author. So there's a couple of books I want to write this year that I want to submit to agents and publishers. So I kind of rearranged this. It was still quite ambitious, but it's been annoying me that I do 3 nights night shift, and I find them I've said this before, I find them very tiring, and I really need to get out of doing night shift because I'm just not a spring chicken anymore. And those 3 days, I just do a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. So really Thursday, Friday and Saturday, I'm not doing any writing because I'm just so tired. Saturday, it's a day of just to kind of recover because I'm really, really tired. So in saying that, and this was something, it wasn't even in the writing community that I saw this. This was because I'm wanting to learn a new language as well, Japanese. That hadn't been going very well. I just didn't think I was organised enough. I just seemed to be meandering through it. So I was looking at, because I have different YouTube channels for different things I'm interested in. So I've got, you know, this one for writing and reading. I've got a craft one, a planning one, and I've got a Japanese one. So when I was looking up things, how to be more efficient and things like that in my studying and learning of a language. It was somebody who'd said it was ways you could save money to get to Japan or Korea, wherever it was, they said. And they'd mentioned a book called Happy Monday. Happy Monday. That's a band. Happy Mondays. Happy Money by Ken Honda. And it's supposed to change your perception of money. You know, that one time we used to barter for everything. It was, you know, we traded skills or other goods, that sort of thing. And then started using money, and it's now become this all encompassing monster, really, that drives the world. So I was interested in that. And then, of course, when you're looking at things, it took me to this book called Atomic Habits. And it was all going on about how you should be setting systems and not setting goals. Because goals are a delayed gratification, whereas if you set systems, it's sort of an ongoing feeling of accomplishment sort of thing. So one of the things I'd found as well was productivity trackers. And this is mainly a bullet journal thing, but I did this big one. Because I did for a week, I need to put in, yesterday's actually, for a week I just start again, what a productivity tracker is. You make little icons, and I have this over here. And I just open that, and that has all the icons that I need to use. You know, you just put one for all the different things. Like I've got Facebook, my website, newsletter, YouTube, planners, meditation. These are the different projects I've got, Instagram. And then you put that back over. And then you just put right in the icon for each day. Don't know if you can see that. Sorry, I had to chase the dog out. She came in with her. So I have this thing, and it's just, you put in the icons for all the tasks you've performed that day. There's usually not so many. Here there's maybe like level 1 is 3, then level 2 is 2, level 3 is 2. And it's supposed to encourage, if you do level 1, you do 3 tasks, great. And if you do more, then you've leveled up to level 2 and level 3. I don't do that because I don't need to, but I actually don't need as many. I think it's just because this is so big. And it's usually in a bullet journal. So yeah, so that's what you do. You just put an icon for each task you performed, and then you can actually see how productive you've been through. And this is for everything, not just writing, it's everything. Housework, everything. And it shows you actually how productive you are in the day, because sometimes it can be discouraging. You feel like you've done nothing, and then if you look at this, you're going, oh, well, actually, you know, I've not had a bad day. So I did that just to see how much time I wasted. That's essentially what it was. And yeah, I waste quite a lot of time actually. So these atomic habits, it's essentially, what it's saying is that your habits dictate your identity or something like that. And you have to really think about the kind of person you want to be. So I was looking at that, and then there was another book that came up. Oh, an interesting quote from that book was, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So if your systems aren't working, you're probably not going to reach your goal. It gave an example of the British cycling team. And this was way back in the early 2004 or something like that. The British cycling team hadn't been doing well at all. They, hadn't won the Tour de France for years and things like that. And what happened was they got a new manager or something like that. And he started just changing tiny little things and then seeing how it impacted their performance. So he did comfier seats. Did you not say that worked if it's positive or negative? Then they had a heated bodysuit. Was that negative or positive impact? And then it was just these little slow, tiny little things. And then, now they're one of the top performing teams. So I found that quite interesting. And another book was Habit Stacking, where you can, if you say you want to get fit, so, and you put the kettle on in the morning to make a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, while you're doing that, while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, you could do 1 push-up. And then, you know, maybe a couple of weeks later, you could do 2 push-ups. So that's because you're always in the habit of putting the kettle on to make a cup of tea. You're adding in something extra that isn't really changing anything. It's just stacking it on top of that one. And then slowly that should become a habit as well. So, yeah, so I was trying to work out how to do that. And then I was reading another book by Elena Johnson. And she was kind of saying the same things. It was Writing and Marketing Systems, I think the book was called. And essentially she was saying the same thing. You have to find something that works for you, because nobody's life is the same as yours and nobody's the same as you. So that is something. I did my productivity tracker just to see what I was doing. I realised how much time I'm wasting and what I'm wasting it on. It's usually watching Netflix or things like that. I have to say my bad. So what I did this week, trying new things, was as soon as I was up, I always come down, make a cup of tea and feed the cats. And then I usually come through to the living room here and then just sit and till 10, 11, and then I'll start writing. So this week what I did was I made my fed the cats, made my cup of tea, and then went back up to my bed, because I have this sort of desk thing that I can put either when I'm sitting on the sofa or in my bed. Just did that, and then I wrote for a couple of hours before essentially I was even up for the day. And I've managed to get a couple of thousand words in that writing session as well. So I'm going to continue that, and I'm thinking that maybe even when I'm waking up from night shift, I might do the same thing. I might just get myself a cup of tea and then just write when I'm in my bed. So I'm going to see how that goes. So yeah, it's all a case of adjusting things, find out what works for me and all that sort of thing. An interesting fact in that Elena Johnson book was she said that she can actually write 220,000 words a month. And I was like, yeah, that would be nice. I mean, she did point out, I mean, she very much stressed the fact that everybody's different and everybody has their own way of doing things. And she did stress the fact that she can only do that now because she's perfected her systems. And she reviews them. That's another thing. You review them to make sure they're still working, because your life can change. So that's what I've been doing. A lot of soul searching, a lot of trying new things, trying to work out a routine that will actually work for me. And yeah, hopefully I will get somewhere with that. Work out not a perfect solution. There is no such thing, I don't think, because, you know, life happens and throws you curveballs. But yes, and as for my YouTube channel, I will be a writing vlog every couple of weeks, and then it's going to be videos on books, other topics that I'm interested in, that sort of thing. I might do something with my art journaling that I've been using, you know, as an artist state, like from the Artist's Way book by Julia Cameron. Can't wait to get my hair chopped off. Sorry, there's a tangent there. So yes, that is what I'm working on. Hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, then I'll just try something else. It's just the way it goes. And yeah, so I'm waffling now. I'm going to go. I'm actually going to get back. It's now about 1 o'clock, so I'm going to get back to do some writing. And yeah, please like, comment, subscribe if you like this video, and I will speak to you in a couple of weeks. Bye.